Welcome back, guys. Glad to see you here again. You look really nice today. It's kind of weird. But anyways, in this series, gosh dang it, in this video I'll be going over the dates. So first one, we'll go over date time, and then I'll go over all these other ones after that. So I'm just gonna erase them. So we have, I guess I'll go over them a little. Date time, year, timestamp. Date time consists of a date and of a time, and date consists of a year. So I mean that's kind of confusing a bit. Timestamp is something completely different, which we'll get into that. So let's go. The acceptable range, I believe, is 1000, year 1000, 00000000, and then the max value is 9999 for the year, 12 for the month, and then 31 for the day, 23 for the hour, minutes, 59 and 59 seconds. That's basically the max you can have, because you can't have there's no such thing as the 13th month, and then the days, no months go over 31. You can actually break this up into microseconds, which is 6 digits after the seconds. So you could have 2 seconds and 0.000055 up to 6 digits there. Now, if you take this and you break off just the date, you'll come up with the next data type, which is date. Date is very simple. It just stores a value in this form. Month, second. So, no, second, moron. Day. So, the number of letters is how many digits. So, 1984, February the 3rd. That's an example. That's all that is for date, pretty simple. So here is time, and it allows for hours, minutes, and seconds. And also, as I said, you can have fractional seconds, up to 6 digits. The max for time is 839 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. You can also have negative. And the reason for this is events can be in the future, and they can also be in the past. So, let's say you have 30 hours until your birthday. After the birthday has passed, it'll become negative. So 1 hour after your birthday, -1. 2 hours, be -2. So that's why this goes above 24, because it doesn't just go up to a day. It can be hours over the course of a week, or 2 weeks, and so on. Now, one thing about this that's kind of scary is if you put in an invalid entry, it comes out as 0000000. Now that range that we had written down there, I accidentally erased it. It actually allows for you to enter this. So if you screw something up and it converts it to this value, then you're not going to know if that's now, as in it's this value, or if you just typed something wrong in. So you want to avoid invalid entries at all costs with this, and with anything else, but especially this. Year. Now, this can be 4 digits or 2, such as 97. So let's say 97, that can be 1997, 2097, and so on. So it's not good to do this, because you're not sure which one it will be. That's why it's always best to use the 4, which would then specify if it's 19 or 2000 or 1000, and so on. Here are the accepted values for year. This means if you put 1900 like that, it'll be converted to all zeros. That's an invalid entry. So if you see that, that means you messed up putting in the year, or somebody messed up. All right, now we have timestamp. Now, 1970. This is a date to remember. It's called the epoch. I believe that's how it's pronounced. If it's not, correct me please. So basically a timestamp is the amount of milliseconds from 1970, the epoch. It is stored in UTC, which is oddly coordinated universal time. I think that's right, yeah. So basically that is a universal time that you can find from any time zone, plus or minus some minutes or hours. So that converts it all to a standard time, which then the amount of milliseconds from 1970 would be the timestamp. Now this seems kind of weird and a little odd, which it is, but this will give you an exact point in time to the millisecond. So like a gajillion and 3. So like, let's say we have 93 milliseconds from 1970. That's an exact point in time. You can't change it, and will always be there. When you update a database or enter into a database and you have a timestamp, it'll automatically update to that point of time, which would be UTC from 1970 milliseconds. So I hope that kind of makes sense. It's a little bit confusing, but just think of it as an exact time that is universal from 1970. Alright, that's all I have for data types in these 3 videos, and you're probably so glad because you're probably like, oh my gosh, this is boring. So in the next video we'll be going over something new. We're not programming a database yet, but it will be soon. I'm just going over some stuff that you need to know before you get into this. And I promise the next video will be helpful, and we'll go over some more over entering data into a database, what you need to know. So catch you there, and better subscribe and like this video. Leave me a comment, some feedback, corrections, suggestions. Yeah, so thanks, and I'll see you later.